Websites are one of the most important things that you could have as a brand owner, and it's crucial to get it right. Because whatever traffic you're bringing to your site, whether that be from content, ads, referrals, etc., all of that does not matter if your website can't do the one job of converting them. I got asked to revamp this brand's website, so I'm going to do a live breakdown A to Z of how I set up my websites and how to build high converting ones for your brand. So here we go. So from the product page, I go ahead and download all the images so I can revamp the images as well. When you have the images, you want to go ahead into Photoshop, Canva, Adobe Express, whatever you have, and open up a 1080 by 1080 document. And then from there, I'm going to press File, Open. Do not drag and drop because that's going to kill the quality of the image. So I go ahead, insert the image here, and then I drag it back into the 1080 by 1080p. This retains the quality of the image, and then I just size it down, super simple. Make sure it just fits in frame with around a bit on the edges. So perfect, just like that. And then from there, you want to go down to effects. This will be done in any single editing app. Add drop shadow. These are my drop shadow settings. If you want to just copy them, they're amazing. And then you just press OK, boom, you have that. And then you want to go to filter, camera raw filter. This is going to help you color grade the images because iPhones cannot capture the color of the images, so you want to enhance them in the app. So I turn up the exposure a tiny bit so everything's brighter. I turn up the contrast as well so you see how the black fades a bit. Highlights go up, shows the quality. Shadows, you could play around with this, whatever you want it to look like. Honestly, I'd like to turn it down. Whites, you want to just play around with it. If you have whites, then play around with it. If you don't, I wouldn't touch it. It doesn't do anything. I like to just drag it all the way down, drag it all the way up. You see which one actually looks better. Honestly, black's up looks way better here. And then temperature, don't use that. Vibrance, this is what's going to make it pop. So play around with vibrance. That's going to help a lot. Let's see. We'll just raise this by like 30. Saturation as well. Don't overdo this. You just want to raise it by a few points. That's it. In the curves, I set a curve here. So here, I would just drag again, see what works better. Then here as well. Great. Highlights, you can play around this. Again, it's the same thing. Now, this is your color grading section. So color mixer. You want to turn it up to whatever colors you have. So we have some red here, right? So when we turn it down, it goes gray. When we turn it up, it's bright red. So this is going to make it pop out so much. I turned the red up a bit. We have some pink here as well. So what I'm going to do is actually turn up the pink just so it pops out more. And then I don't know if you can notice, but we have some purple here as well. So if we're able to just crank that up a tiny bit, shows a bit more here. And that's literally all you have to do. I wouldn't touch these. You can play around with sharpening. That might help a bit with the product. Super simple. Color grading is there. You can't really see it. But here we go. And then we just press File, Export, Save for Web Legacy. Now, when you're saving the product, you want to keep this in mind. Your product name matters for SEO. So if you do something like, let's say, hoodie, whatever you name it, or just the default, which would be just random numbers, that's not going to help with Google search engine. You want to do what it is and hyphen it. So hoodie dash, let's say, hide my tears. That's it. Helps so much with SEO. All right, now that I have all the images set and uploaded, all you want to do is just import the image to each one of the products. You want to change them up, delete the old ones, and then press on the image, press crop and transform, click square. This is just going to make sure everything is a square and it's not going to be cropped weirdly. Something a lot of brand owners miss, which is the reason why you click on the product and then the secondary image is way smaller if you hover over it, is not cropping the second one. So normally it's going to be a vertical. So it's going to have much more showing. If I reset this, revert to original, it's going to show a longer image. You see how it's much longer? When you press square, it gives you this crop and you're able to solely focus on the actual product. So for this is only the thermal. So we're going to focus on the top more. We're not going to include all of the pants. This is going to help a lot with conversions. Boom. And you just want to do that for every other product. Now before that, let's take a look at what the site actually looks like before all the changes. So first of all, my background, just take a look. I'm not going to say anything. You can just see all the actual movements, the formatting, how everything just looks in general. Then you want to upload your website theme. It could be any theme that you have, just make sure it's a high converting theme. All right, now that we have the theme loaded, first of all, you want to add your hero image. This is huge. We have the hero image booted up, but you can see here the quality is just off. It's downscaled because of Shopify. So what we're going to do is go into files in Shopify and find the exact file name. So you could do this by just going into the hero image, looking at the first 5 letters, so 4AF76, and then searching 4AF76. Perfect, it's right here. So what we're going to do is click on it, and then we're going to go ahead and download it. Once you have it downloaded, load up this website, IMG Upscaler, and just drag the image into here. We're going to press 400% upload and start. This is going to make the quality so much better. So the new image is uploaded. We're going to go ahead and enter that in, and the quality is just so much better. It might just be downscaled through OBS, but you should be able to see just how much better it looks. And then press save. We always want to save every single time we make a change because Shopify likes to bug out. And also make sure you also view it on mobile so it's optimized for both versions. So here we have mobile media 1. What we're going to do is add the same exact image, because if we're going to crop this one to mobile, it's going to change the image entirely, and then it's going to look weird on desktop as well. So we add a new one, and then we crop this one instead of the desktop version. So we're going to go ahead, crop transform, make a square, and just boom, that's it. That looks so much better. And then the final step, we're going to change the height and make it a bit smaller. That looks so much better. Just like that, we make it medium. Visual coherence is huge as well for any clothing brand. So go into typography. The Enter is one of the best converting fonts, but for us, we're going to use Able. So we have Able added. Boom, it looks so much better, more unique, and that's what we want as a brand. And then we go back into theme settings, and we're going to change a few things here. This is something a lot of brands get wrong. So first, add the logo, and then also add a favicon. So the favicon is basically what shows on the top of your site. So right next to your tab, we want the favicon to actually display trust signals. So we're going to make the logo the favicon as well. And then in cart, make sure your cart is a drawer. We don't want to redirect them to a cart page when they add to product, which is going to slow down the checkout flow. Press save. Chill on the camera, guys. I know it's really laggy. It's just the site's really overwhelming, but here's what the product page looks like. Everything's great. And then when we scroll past, we check the images. Boom. Everything's cropped perfectly. Yes, I know it's extremely laggy, but here you go. Then we add to cart. We want to check for any friction here. So we add it to cart. Boom. That's it. That's how you build a good fucking website. It's so simple. We have shipping right here, so they know when they're going to get it. Description tells them how quality it is. And then we have care, how to take care of it, of course. We have the size chart as well. What I'm going to tell them to do, and everyone should do this, add the model measurements. What height are they? What size are they? And how much do they weigh? Because this is going to give people a much better interpretation of how it will look on them. And this is great. So we have all these objections handled right here. And this is it. This is how you build a site. So simple, like 10-20 minutes. But most of these brands get it wrong, posting fucking these starry backgrounds with rap music playing. It's horrible, dude. Just learn how to build an actual site, and your brand will reward you so much for it.